What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of LVT, and welcome back to the channel. Season 53, War number 2 against Bolt. We have some friends over there, Oakley specifically, and a couple others. But, so we're going to get right on into this. So I've got a 4-fight war again today. Nothing that... Oh, actually, I don't think I've taken these guys before. Anyway, we've got this Zemo on lane was at 5 to start off. Strategy here was basically spam SP2 with the APB up there. With power back boost, bait the SP1, and yeah, go from there. So yes, obviously he shrugged he shrugged off my debuffs, but anyway, it's okay. And then that pushed me right back to an SP3 as opposed to an SP2, but it's okay. As you can see, Oakley's poor Zemo just got crushed. So war fight, Jesus, I can't speak this one. Fight number 1 is down, so now we move on to this Nick Fury. So again, with the strategy is the same thing. The idea is also to not have him throw the SP1 if possible, especially if he's unblockable. Obviously, if the charges get up to that point, it can complicate some things, but Apocalypse is an absolute beast. He is a tank, so even if I were to take some shots, it's not the end of the world. Here, as you can see, just with 2 of them, he's already down to his 2nd life, which is good. And I'm sure after, I think probably just after this last one, he ends up dying here as well. So, do I have to get a 2nd one in? Yeah, I briefly have to get one in, which is fine. So, anyways, so 4 SP2s with power backs. It's still under a minute, so it still went down relatively quickly. Nothing much to that fight because Apocalypse does shut down all kinds of things as well. So, anyways, we move on now to our next fight, which was going to be a little bit more complicated. I've got this Emma, so I've got this Omega Sentinel versus Emma on path number, number 7, I guess it is. And the complicated thing with her is obviously she starts in diamond form, so it's a lot harder. Obviously, I can't get the parries in on that, and I have to bait a lot more heavy. So there is a little bit of chip damage that happens, but with this strategy, like I usually start with my Omega Sentinel fights, you start off with a medium to get the heal block off, and then medium light to pause it as much as possible. The idea was that I didn't want a heavy to switch into my to get rid of the heal block option. I didn't want to go into, I forget what her other setup is, but the idea was that I would knock her down only with the SP2. So the SP2 itself wouldn't do damage, but the damage over time would then do it. So I was not concerned about whether she threw the SP1 or the SP2. I'm quite comfortable in dodging and kind of attacking both. So that way it keeps, it paused for a number of times, so she doesn't gain that power gain as much. So that's why at certain times I will back off instead of hitting when there were some openings. Like there, get the counter on, and then as you can see the damage over time. It's not doing like crazy amounts of damage, but it's still doing 1,000 or 2,000 per tick, so it's still going to knock it off, which is always good. So anyways, we move on to what is my final fight here with this Mole Man. Again, nothing too complicated here with Apocalypse because with Apocalypse he can't shrug any debuffs, so that way it's pretty easy to just parry him and either get bleeds on or with the SP2 get the debuffs up. And the idea was that as he's kind of throwing this is again to get back to my SP2 again, and I wasn't trying to be cute in terms of putting on any like additional bleeds by having or keeping the debuffs on. Honestly, I didn't really care about that at the point. I was just worried more about, just spamming the SP2. And one of the things you can get in trouble is when he does have more than, I think, 4 Monster Mash things available. That, sorry, Monster Mash, that's with Howard the Duck, but Frenzies, or whatever they're called. I should know this. I love Mole Man as a character, but that if you hit his block, obviously he'll go unstoppable and can cause you some issues. But as you can see, I end up coming out of this fight with close to 100%, so I've got 4 kind of flawless fights. Didn't have to use that many heal or potions on that. It's nice when you don't have to burn through loyalty. And again, another ugly fight, but we ended up coming out with the win regardless. Like, at one point we were behind big time, and then I don't know what happened with Bolt in the last little bit. But we appreciate them not cleaning it out, and that moves us to 2-0 in the season with my kill death ratio of 8 kills and 0 deaths. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.